Yoga for healing. Grand day. Closer to the equinox. A great, great day. Are you celebrating? Are you giving thanks and gratitude on a daily? Having chats with your ancestors, your spirit guides? Staying connected, staying grounded? Getting the confirmations that you need on your journey. I appreciate all subscribers and all those that give a thumbs up. You will be blessed. Gratitude. We're doing air signs. Privileged lady at the bottom of the deck. Who is she? She looks a little shady in the face to me. Why are you looking over your shoulder? I don't know. She gives me snob vibes. What do we need to know, Holy Spirit, for air signs? As this moon goes into Pisces, what do we need to know? Mature man. Someone well studied, maybe well traveled, knowledgeable. I believe they're having a light bulb moment and going through some changes, this mature man. He's contemplating and he's observing, maybe wondering what to do next or where he's gotten himself set in. Family room. Sideways. There's a little bit of turbulence in this home. Number 21, that's 3. Despair. Somebody is in despair. Let me look up this number 3 again. If I can find where I wrote it. I need some tabs. Gosh. I know I wrote it either in the back or the front. Gosh darn it. Did I write it on something else? Because I've looked in this book again and I don't see it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm like a mad scientist sometimes. Notes everywhere. I have books of notes. Oh well. You know what? I'll use my phone. I'm stuck. I'm stuck on figuring out this in more detail. First thing that comes up is that emoticon for 3 being used in the love to make the emoji. We want to know spiritually. Because I went on a site and I found that for each digit, here we go, their creativity, coming up with a plan in this house, is they're having difficulties. Their abundance and their confidence. This also can mean a completion of a cycle. Self-expression. This household is having to keep secrets. And they're lacking confidence and they're losing money. That is the cause of this despair. That's why he's sitting there thinking, trying to figure out a plan, and they can't. This household is in disarray. Air signs. Dealing with one, have it in your chart, or associate it in any way. Oh, wow. They don't want that to be seen either. They don't want to face this despair, but they are under adjudication. Just because you don't want to look at it doesn't mean it's not there. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there either. Get it right. So what else is going on in this household? What else is going on in this household? Occupation of a not so official father figure. So this isn't a good father. This is someone of no authority that's been doing some type of work that they don't have authority to do. And now they're in despair. Why? Don't you know you got to pay the cost to be the boss? So what's going on with this not so official man? That's a possible father figure. News is circulating about him being a thief. Ashe, ashe, ashe. So mote it be. The truth is the truth. So what is going on with these letters? What are in them? What do we need to know? Thief in reverse. So there's some messy things going on behind the scenes for us to see thief, and now it's in reverse. So either they were saying someone was a thief and they lost their job and they're not a thief. We'll see, but somebody is sick about this. One more card. What about this thief in reverse in this news? Thoughts in reverse. In a journey. At the bottom of the deck. They may be thinking about going on it or not thinking about going on a long journey. But this man is not in his head over a woman or whatever. But it looks like usually in this card in the upright, it looks like he would be trying to duplicate, draw, copy a female. Because that's a drawing. This man has been trying to duplicate this woman. And he can't. Number 7 in reverse. You're not having great luck. And number 7 also, 777, it can be good or bad. Depends on where you're at. Spiritually. It can be good luck or it could mean you need to pay attention. They were not able to steal the identity, the character, the traits. They were not able to steal and make a duplication of a woman. And they took a journey to do this. They traveled, moved around. This was a process, planned, organized. They organized a plan they are not wanting to see that has failed. But this is not an official person. They're hiding something, and we're going to find out. They're holding secrets in this house that's in disarray. They want balance. What do we need to know about this mature man? For air signs. What do we need to know about this mature man? Holy Spirit, divine, master teachers, ancestors, what is it that we need to know? In his thoughts reverse. Again, thoughts reverse. They weren't thinking. They were not thinking at all. And this man that people have gone to, this elderly man, mature man, or just simply old enough to know better. This is not the man to go to, because this man is not a thinker. He's scrambled, he's confused, he's stuck. He knows how to represent a picture. Or this man is just not in his thoughts about some other dude that he used to see as a good person, possibly, in this house. Oh, so we're talking about two that live in a home together that's in disarray. And someone is not wanting to see the disarray because they know it will cause them despair. They don't want to face the changes. What's going on in this house? What's going on in this house with this not so good man who doesn't think or can't think? What do we need to know about this house? A rich girl. So was this nice house the rich girl's house that they're trying to get into? Murky thoughts at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, they've been having very murky thoughts. Or possibly this lady, this rich woman that's in this house that's in disarray. 33, that's a 6. Murky thoughts. Maybe they wanted her and her murky thoughts. Maybe they wanted her home to be in disarray. But they've been blocked from the home. We will see. It can play out either way. As the story goes, we get more information. What is this despair sideways? Holy Spirit, divine, master teachers, ancestors, what is it that we need to know? Wow. This man is not the main male. And he's not working. Oh. So somebody is not in despair. Kind of maybe iffy in despair about not being the main male in this group that work together. They're not working together. They don't see each other as good people anymore. They have their backs turned to each other. These are two that used to work together. one of these men is more feminine than the other. And this man that's trying to block out this despair, oh shit, because this spell work is, that's why they're in murky thoughts. The spell work is breaking off of someone. The spell work, the work that they did is not working. The spell work's not spelling. But they're having murky thoughts. They're confused. They're wondering why this isn't working out. They're doing all they can, pull the strings, put on this show. But they're saying that this person may not have talent, actually. What is this rich girl? What is this rich girl? Oh, somebody that didn't see these changes coming and are having murky thoughts. This is someone that did not see these changes coming. Or maybe they're not aware fully because they're having murky thoughts. They're confused. But there's some messages coming in. What are these messages? Messages of big money. Legal matters. So now I'm picking back up that energy of this being you. This may be who they tried to make a duplicate of you. This is why this energy is very murky here. And it keeps going back and forth. I keep picking up the energy of the nasty one and then your energy. Of them being blocked from your house, your peace, your sanctuary. You being at peace, being the rich girl, not seeing these changes coming. But you're getting a letter soon of a great fortune, that number 7. I told you it can go either way. And it's falling big your way. Congratulations. But my empathy for you for the legal matters. Because someone is not an official person that was putting in work. Who is this person? This person that looked the part but is not a good man. He just put on a show, strung along others of the same sex. But they would sway with their material ways, making them think they're going to have it all. But it's all spell work that's wearing off. Ashe, ashe, ashe. What is going on with this non-official person? Legal matters. Their expectations are murky. They're being watched. And this has to do with some messages of this money. So these two creeps, these warlocks that were trying to do magic, are realizing the magic's not magicking. And these little partners, these little groups need to be aware that whoever's in charge may have spell work already placed on you. These meetings. Be careful who you meet up with. Because there's some heavy duty stuff going on. Spiritually or 3D, either way. Court's going to be in session. And there will be a judgment call. So why is this card thief in reverse? Oh, they couldn't steal because they couldn't get a partnership with you, possibly? Or because this relationship failed. Why is lovers in reverse? The success in love. Why is the success in love in reverse? I believe it's because they couldn't attach to you. Yeah, they got sad news. But you're getting pleasant. Damn, letters going out, letters going out. Letters are going out. The writer is coming in. They couldn't duplicate your energy, your soul. Ooh, yeah. They couldn't duplicate the good lady. They could not duplicate this mature woman that's the rich girl. They had big hope and dreams. They were coming in. So they took a journey. They took a journey and they had some big hope. They thought they had it anchored in. But these letters are circulating, these messages, this news, and what it's about. We are aware of these criminals disguising themselves, trying to hide. They're totally ignoring, not in their thoughts, of what's going on above their heads. Only paying attention to the moon cycles and what's in your birth chart. Trying to match up your energy. Trying to place a bind on you is what they were trying to do. And this is giving me an eternal life, the flower of life type energy behind it. They wanted to bind forever. Number 7. 777 is significant. The number 7, the number 3 is significant. We have 333. And the number 9. And 5, of course, for changes. They're finding out that this man that they thought was well-to-do and knowledgeable is confused. And he's not the good man they thought he was. They can no longer go to him because he went too far. This one went to the depths of the depths, trying to explore the deepest, darkest that they could find and use and abuse. Now they're seeing. Oh, I need to keep my hand right up here because I don't really see it up under the deck. And when I look, there's always a good answer for what it be. Okay, so this family room and this rich girl that has some changes coming. What is this rich girl and this house situation all about? The sun. Your balance. Hold on a second. Is that the sun or the star? Let me do a quickie check because sometimes I get those two mixed up. The sun. Okay, want to make sure. The sun is shining bright. The truth is being revealed. Your light is irritating these demons. These demons that wanted to put some type of spell work on you. And they went deep into the pits of hell looking. But you know what? Those things are all coming to light. This is in reverse. All that they went down and dug out, whatever they did deep down in that well, is being pulled out into the light. And this rich girl, this woman that's going to be receiving this letter of good fortune, is paying it no mind. It looks to me like she's protecting her home, not allowing them in, working on her gifts, and she's ready for whenever the changes occur, going with the ebb and flow. She's got both hands on the reins, looking straight ahead, and she can see clearly. All the tricks and turns that these creepers made, they thought that because she was isolated, they were doing something. A whole time, she's standing there, observing them, saying, look at them fools over there. While she was receiving messages, knowing that she is protected always. They thought that she was in a cage, but there are openings everywhere. I can almost hear the trees talking in the background, the blowing of the wind. They wanted to cause her despair. That is why despair is sideways. But this man could not become the main man. She did not work together with them, so the voodoo is not working. Intuition, discernment. You cut this bitch off. So what's going on with this not so main male? What's going on with this not so main male? Got a mountain across. That's for damn sure. What's going on with this main male? Gossip. News are coming. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's why they had to stop this work. On top of you blocking them out. There's news about how they were fucking blocked. And it took more than one of them. May have been 2 females and a male, or 2 males and a female, or it could be a male and 2 transies, okay? Either way, they all going down. They all being talked about in their face, not behind their back. Their work has stopped. Everything is being seen. Everything is out in the open. About this couple, it was a couple. Or this is someone that wanted to be your fucking lover, as I said. But I'm still picking up some couple vibes, okay? For this Nikki Fox. What about this lover? These 2 lovers. What about this talk about these lovers? What's going on? About how they're trying to block letters, messages, how they don't want to see the truth. They don't want to hear about your good fortune and how their spell work doesn't work. Well, they coming, baby. Yeah. The spell work. What's going on with the spell work? It's dead. And I'm picking up it spiraled the fuck back. Boomerang. Boomerang. It went back. It went back. You knocked the shit out of it. Because you're aware. You have secret knowledge. You may even be a reader. You may just be very intuitive, following your spirit guides. You don't need cards for that. You have the secrets. You went deep. You studied. You completed your task. Number 7. I mean 8. Number 8. You use your magic. This always reminds me, when I get number 8, it reminds me always of Infinity and Magician. They weren't aware of your powers, because there's even more books back in the background. They were not aware of your knowledge. They didn't think you knew that much. They didn't think you knew your fucking power. Well, found out, didn't they? Yes, they did. Because their spell work boomeranged back. And they are not blocking these messages. They're only giving themselves an illusion, which they always have been. But they're not stopping the gossip about how they could not put you in despair, and how they are not your main man. They don't want people to know about the news of you not being their lover, and that magic not working. The love spell is probably the most that they hate that does not work, because it means that you can give a damn. And they know it. And it's been proven, because the spell work didn't work. They found out how protected you are, and that this abundance, this big luck, is coming from a higher source. What do we need to know about this big luck? These red witches are not getting it. They came up against a bear, a beast, because they didn't know you were bigger than what they saw. They didn't go deeper. They can't take the depths that you go in. They can't take the heat, and they can't take the cold. They didn't realize how balanced you were with that fire and water. That water that can turn to ice and you can make a sword. Side note. There's legal matters for this unofficial person and the work that they've been putting in. And they're tied to it. They're bound to all that spell work that they sent you. Everything's going back to them. They're not getting good news. But you are. They crossed a bridge they can't cross back. Now they've tried to duplicate the good lady, and they can't. Give me a card on trying to duplicate the good lady. Because she's not a snake. She's not a snake on her belly. Now they're learning the difference of their power and yours. And how a bunch of flying monkeys has nothing when they have no confidence and they don't know themselves. They only know how to follow, do what they're told. While you're sitting cozy in a home that they cannot get in. Why? Because you're not a snake. They're receiving sad news because they did not get this relationship because they're not in this cozy house and they fucked their lineage. That is the news that they've gotten. That they're caught in that maze. They fucked their lineage. That everybody knows that they're rats. And it's a tower for them. And they're anchored to it. Anchored deep in. They didn't listen to their ancestors, their guides. They were loyal to something and not taking a better look at who was living in this house. Huh. This card was flipped over at the bottom of the deck. They didn't realize you were watching the whole damn time. You were watching him or her take the message how it resonates. But they were not aware of your knowledge, your connection, your rank, your intelligence, your skills, your resistance to bullshit and snakes. And you can give a damn about them fucking red witch bitches. They can keep sucking dick. Air signs, let the communication flow. Peace.